In a world full of chaos and destruction, four men are setting out to bring you the most important, nonsensical information that you didn't know you needed to know. Welcome to Essentially Nonsense.
Hello and welcome back to Essentially Nonsense, my Tinfoil hat series. I'm joined here today by David Magda and Davis. Sweet, beautiful Davis. How are you doing, Davis?
Oh, I'm over here gonna win Warzone. So what are you doing?
Your attention's 100% on the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe you. Well, today we are talking about something that's controversial in the news, and that is the Epstein elite pedophile ring. This could be honestly a 10-part series, so I'm going to keep it, relatively on the surface, I think, with this one. Because I had come across a list of names that I found really interesting, and David found a separate list of names. Some names on both lists, some are only on one, so we'll go ahead and I'm going to start by just reading the list that I found.
Why don't we, tell the story,
you know? Read the whole list?
Just names that stick out to me.
Just so you know,
Davis, you go ahead. What's the backstory behind all this?
Well, you
watched the documentary.
I watched it, so yeah, I basically know everything. It's like when you take a psychology class and you're an expert,
Right.
I watched it, and basically this guy who, Epstein goes and basically lied and cheated his way to the top, including, his degree he lied about, and then got a job at another university where he began his little weird thing that he did, and, with underage women and things like that. And then eventually he got a job, I think it was on Wall Street. It made a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and
interesting point about that. Before you continue. So he did get a job on Wall Street, and he partnered with some firm in the first 4 years, and then he moved over to some Wexner's Personal Finances or whatever. But nobody actually knows how he made his money.
Because that's what I heard. Nobody wanted to work with him.
Wexner is literally the only person that he's ever worked with. And he didn't even work with him for that long because Wexner accused him of mismanaging his money. So we don't know how he made his money, and that's the start of the conspiracy.
Yeah, that's the start. So the idea being that he had been trafficking women for a long time, and that's how he made his money. But so then eventually, moves to Florida and ends up having a house in Palm Beach, I think is where it was. And essentially, him and Ghislaine would bring over women to his house, young women, not of age women, to his house to give him quote unquote massages, and usually he would be give them $200 and then be okay, give me a massage, and then do a little bit extra. And these are girls who have no money and have no means to make any money, and then so basically taking advantage of them. He does this with a bunch of girls, and then I think it expands into expands until he's traveling all over the world and meeting with these high-profile names, and there's these young girls with him. And, the whole idea is that he was involved in this huge child trafficking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where all the names come along about who's been involved.
Yep. Well, before I start reading the names off, I want to say that I am a firm believer in innocent until proven guilty. As of this moment, there's something going on for sure, right? That's not for debate. The whole Epstein didn't kill himself. I think that stands true. I don't think he did kill himself. I think that somebody was covering and shutting him up for good. But however, the list I'm about to read, I'm not going to read the whole list, but just names that stick out to me because I know them. But this was on Epstein's flight log, supposedly. Now, I cannot guarantee the authenticity of this list, but you have names like Akon, the rapper.
What? Akon?
Akon.
He's building towns in Africa.
Literally never heard of that guy.
Come on.
You've heard of
Akon.
I've never heard of him.
You've heard of Akon.
No, I haven't, dude.
I guarantee it.
No.
Oh my god, you definitely
You
have.
overestimate how much time I spend exploring new things.
Fair enough. But Anthony Kiedis, who is the singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which I love that band. I'm very, very fond of that band. I finally read a book since like middle school about the Chili Peppers. That's how dedicated I am. You got Anthony Kiedis, Barack Obama, Ben Affleck, Bill Clinton, Bill Murray, Charlie Sheen. Let's see. You've got James Franco, James Gunn, of course, Jeffrey Epstein on there, Jimmy Kimmel, John Cusack. You got Kathy Griffin, Katy Perry.
Interesting.
Kevin Spacey. Marshall Mathers, which is also Eminem. Meryl Streep. You got Quentin Tarantino.
I mean,
Robert. Even say Oprah.
Okay, yeah, I went over Oprah. Sorry, this is a very small list I'm looking at. Robert Downey Jr. You've got, let's see, Stephen Colbert, Steven Spielberg, Steven Tyler, Tom Hanks, which is a big one. I'll go back to Tom Hanks later. Will Ferrell and Will Smith. Will Smith and Will Ferrell. Those are the two that really stick out to me. Like, I do not at all see those two guys. Then again, I don't know them, obviously. But you think a pedophile, you think this guy's on the opposite side of the spectrum almost.
You want to know what really gets to me about your list?
What's that?
Well, first, they misspelled Barack Obama's name, right?
Yep.
Secondly, just like, I feel like somebody just went around, looked up a list of random celebrities and put their names on here.
See, that's what I think. After reading this list, I read it a couple times. Like, there's no way.
Also, there's two Jeffrey Epsteins. There's Jeffrey and Jeffrey. What?
I don't know. Maybe it's his brother. I don't have to tell you.
I gotta say, though, Charlie Sheen is the least surprising name on that list.
Kevin Spacey's on there. That's the least surprising.
You think that's the least? Like,
Kevin Spacey for sure. I believe that one.
Man.
Yeah. That guy has had, like, multiple people come out against him, and then they just die.
Charlie Sheen?
No, Kevin Spacey.
Oh, Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, he's had multiple people have allegations against him, and then they just die out of nowhere.
It's like the Clintons, man. You talk against the Clintons, you're going to die. I'm probably going to die after saying this.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But Tom Hanks was an interesting one for me, because I know I've told the story on here about the guy I worked with talking about QAnon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't think anything of it. Still don't really. I mean, I feel like it's very far-fetched. Yeah, whatever it is. I feel like it's a very far-fetched conspiracy theory. But Tom Hanks supposedly has gotten citizenship in another country, so he doesn't have to be here anymore. Supposedly don't extradite. I cannot think what country it is off the top of my head that he went to. And he is the one that has surfaced a lot of these, the rumors. He's the one taking pictures in front of the hot dog and pizza clock, which is code for, little boy being the hot dog, little girl being the pizza. Because if you've read some of their emails, it says Barack Obama bought like $250,000 worth of hot dogs or $250,000 worth of pizza. And that's all over the place. Not just Barack Obama, but all these, famous people buying a ridiculous amount of hot dogs and pizzas.
That's one hell of a supreme pizza.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But there's obviously the picture of Tom Hanks in front of a clock that's made out of pizzas and hot dogs, and there's that supposed he's somewhere in Australia in some government facility. I don't know, but he's an interesting one to me. And again, I don't know if I believe all that, but who knows?
So
it's a crazy world.
I think the most interesting name on this list, or the most surprising to me, is Demi Moore. Honestly,
who's Demi Moore? That name's familiar. I just don't know who that is.
She's like or used to be a Disney star, I think.
That's what I thought. Okay.
She's not even old enough for this.
But I'll tell you something that's interesting about this list, and this is the big reason I don't believe this list is real. Is Donald Trump is not on it.
Yeah.
And my Facebook drives me fucking crazy. You see all these people, it's like, all them fucking Democrats, this, that, and, pedophiles. And forget that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were very, very good friends in the 80s. Probably beyond that. Probably to his death. Who knows? Okay. But nobody wants to remember that.
So I entirely lied. I was thinking of a different person. I just looked up Demi Moore, and she's like 1,000 years old.
You're thinking of Demi Lovato.
Yeah, I was. Wow. Huh.
You know,
she has this movie on here called Striptease, and it looks kind of interesting.
I'll just say sorry, blame it on me.
Fucking Davis.
I really, I just want to love you. That's it.
I don't know what you're saying, but stop.
I don't want to be locked up.
Quit it. All right. You know what?
Fine, I'm so paid. I don't need y'all.
You're paid? Wait, what? Why don't I get paid?
Fuck yourself.
This is a fucking bonanza.
I'm quitting.
Okay.
Bunch of criminals out here.
Let's go look at my list. Let's compare these two. Right. So the list I sent actually has links, and they're not just pictures. So I think they're a little more trustworthy. And
because you got a picture book, it's trustworthy.
I mean, his is just like a screenshot of somebody's freaking notepad on their computer.
And that was a point I was going to make. I don't believe that list altogether. This is what made me start thinking more about this pedophile ring thing going on. Seeing this list, I'm like, Will Ferrell, Will Smith's involved, Anthony Kiedis is involved in this, like. So I started looking. I actually started looking into it more.
This is basically just like the Hollywood thing, Everybody accuses all the Hollywood people of like abusing girls and shit. And I'm not saying they do. I'm not saying they don't. But like, I think it is more loosely connected to Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
So on my list, there are people like Prince Andrew, who is like under a lot of scrutiny right now.
He was in the doc, so that's
Let's see here. I'm trying to like scroll through these super quickly. David Blaine, I found that's funny actually. The magician.
If the cops show up, can he just disappear?
How about
he says he put on a private show for Epstein's dinner guests in 2003, doing card tricks for them, and it was organized by Ghislaine?
Ghislaine, I think.
Ghislaine. Why's the S in there? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Regardless, that lady, she organized it.
Her name is Ghislaine.
I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. Bill Clinton is on both lists. So
Bill!
Now, Chelsea Clinton is also on this.
Now, who is that? Is that a daughter?
Yeah, that's his daughter, yeah. Bill Cosby is on here. We know he was convicted.
No shock there.
All right. Lynn Forrester de Rothschild is on both lists, and we need to get back to that name later. So remember that one. Lynn Forrester. Let's get through here. Steve Forbes. He's pretty big. You ever read Forbes magazine?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Really? Wow. This fucking guy. Gerald Goldsmith. We need to get back to that name, too. It's connected to the other one. Stephen Hawking is on here.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
They got a wheelchair ramp on the jet? Or what?
Well, they were actually talking about a submarine, so I don't know.
That's even weirder.
Dustin Hoffman is an interesting one for me. I'm reading your list, but Dustin Hoffman's a good one. I believe he's the actor that died, and he did have a few sexual assault allegations against him. And he even played in a movie that I watched where he plays a priest that is, accused of assaulting little boys.
Hey, what they say about acting? It's pull from your real life. So.
Do they say that?
I don't really know.
I don't know. Oh boy, let's keep going through here. I'm trying to read really fast. Chuck Schumer. Davis, do you recognize that name? Chuck Schumer?
Why do I know that name?
He's a senator.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a Democratic similar.
Yeah, for sure. That's why.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Kevin Spacey is on this one also.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Starr, who wrote the Starr Report against Clinton. Donald Trump is obviously on this list.
Mm-hmm.
Ivana Trump and Ivanka Trump.
Oh.
I didn't know he named Ivanka after his first wife.
I didn't either.
Yeah. Melania. I don't know how to say it. She's on there. She obviously has the picture of the four of them. I'm already gonna say her fucking name wrong. Ghislaine.
Yep.
So, Ghislaine, Epstein, Trump, and I forget his wife's names. Melania. Here's, I think, the most weird name to me on this list is Eli Wiesel.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, nope.
So, he was a Jew in Germany at the time of the Holocaust, and he was actually imprisoned in one of the camps. I think it might have been Auschwitz. I'm not sure. And he he survived. I don't want to say got out because it sounds like he did something wrong, but he survived. Yeah. And he wrote a book called Night, and it won a Nobel Prize for a lot of his activism work. So, I don't know. It's a good book, but I don't know why he's on this list.
I mean, again, I'm a newly found reader of books, and after reading Anthony Kiedis' name on that first list, it was hard to read the rest of that book. I'm not gonna lie. No matter if it's not true, he's like whatever. It was still weird. It's like, okay, that maybe some of these girls he's having sex with in these books are not of age, and I'm not okay with this.
Well, the thing is, it's like, just because your name's on the list doesn't mean you are, people. I mean,
no, I'm not saying that you are, but
that's an important,
But your name is already tarnished, though.
Oh, yeah, I mean, being connected, it sucks.
If Tom Hanks is totally innocent, he's still fucked, because everyone's going to associate him with being a pedophile for now, and he's done nothing wrong. If he has done nothing wrong. I just want to make that clear.
He was Woody for a reason.
Stop it.
All right. So.
There's a snake in my boot.
I quit. I'm done. I quit.
Oh, no. All right. So we have these lists, right? A bunch of people, very high people in our society. And we haven't really talked about why them being on the flight log is important. And Davis, did they say anything about the island itself in your documentary?
Oh yeah, they talked about the island. They talked to a guy that was like a groundskeeper on the island for a while, and he said that basically there would be very young women out there, with people of all kinds of names, big names, Prince Andrew was on there, Donald Trump was there, and then a bunch of other people. And he was like, I didn't ask any questions, basically, because I think he was an immigrant. And so I don't, you don't want to mess with the major powers that be, which are coming to this island. So he never said anything. But he's like, now I'm wondering if, why I didn't. But yeah, so they talked about it a bit, but they didn't really say, they didn't go crazy in detail.
One of the things I found weird about the island was the temple they apparently had built there. Have you heard about that? Well, it's that's why the meme you sent is so interesting, right? Because it is the temple in Minecraft, but whatever. And it says, Business Insider contacted an engineer and contractor who noticed a few suspicious details about the temple. He said it's styled like what you might see on a castle, with what appears to be a reinforcing lock bar across the face. He said what makes it peculiar is that if you wanted to keep people out, the bar would be placed inside the building, but the locking bar appears to be placed on the outside, as if it were intended to lock people in. From this perspective, the sound dampening walls sound much more suspicious. What the fuck?
It's a storm shelter.
Oh yeah, we gotta keep the wind out.
Yeah, you know what they say: when there's a hurricane, you should get on an island in your storm shelter.
Of course. That's probably what I'll be doing when this hurricane tries to roll through West Virginia.
Please don't.
I'm gonna go to my island.
Yeah.
Please don't. Don't go to your island, please.
But regardless, like, why is this building there? And with that groundskeeper you were talking about, like, I don't know, man. And also, how does that groundskeeper know who all those people are, right? Like,
what do you mean?
If I saw Prince Andrew in the street, I would have no idea who the fuck it was.
You might not, but I mean...
Would you?
I mean...
Personally, no. But he's a very well recognizable person. You don't think Will Ferrell comes out, doesn't his stepbrother?
Well, Will Ferrell is vastly different than the likes of Prince Andrew, right?
Yeah. To be honest, I had no idea who that pudgy little fucker was until I watched the documentary. No, Prince Andrew.
I just feel like the average citizen, and more so like the average immigrant, especially if we're talking America, because, most of our immigrants that are illegal are, like, close to us. So it's like Canada, Mexico, Latin America, right? We're not getting illegal immigrants from England.
Yeah.
So why would they have any interest in who Prince Andrew is and what he looks like?
I mean, Prince Andrew's different, though, because he is... The prince and the queen and all that, they're royalty. They are...
They're fucking inbred is what they are.
I could tell you what the queen looks like, right? Even Prince Harry.
Dude, to be honest, if you just put any fucking big-ass hat and weird dress on an old lady, I could tell you, I would guess it's the queen.
Hold on. Whoa. Don't deface our queen.
Our queen?
Our queen.
Mine, 1776, baby, get out of here.
She still owns us. She's been alive for over, like, 200 years.
I'm pretty sure she declared war on America in 1776 or whatever.
It wasn't King George. That was just her current husband.
Yeah, that was just the king she was porking that day.
Interestingly enough, that Doctor Who episode, I think it was Doctor Who, where the family is werewolves, is pretty cool. You should check that out. The royal family. I
don't know how to respond to that.
They're werewolves, dude. What do you mean?
Pedophiles are?
Yes. Oh my god, what if there's a roving pack of werewolf pedophiles?
No, not the pedophiles. The royal family are werewolves.
I'm saying, picture this. You're sleeping in your room, you hear a bunch of howling outside. It's just a pack of pedophile werewolves out there trying to get in.
I mean, what are they going to get into my house for?
Yeah, there are no children there.
They're not interested in me.
Well, yeah, I guess you're aged out, but still, it's like, it'd be scary.
You've aged out. That's why you're getting kicked off the island. In this week's episode of Survivor.
Yep.
Yeah, Survivor. Epstein's Island.
Oh my god.
You don't want to
win. No.
The real winners are the ones that get off the first week.
You know what you do? You get all the people on that list. They have to do a Hunger Games style fight to the death. The last one to get off the island, doesn't have to go to jail.
You know who I think wins?
Who?
Lynn Forrester de Rothschild. She wins.
Why?
Because of her name, dude. So,
cares?
Josh sent us a pyramid meme when he sent like 1,000 memes the other day in like 5 seconds.
I was a little stoned. I'm sorry.
Well, when you sent like the 1,000 memes, there was a pyramid in there, and I think it was the second rung of the pyramid. I'm not looking at it right now, but
okay, I know what pyramid you're talking about.
Right, and it said the 13 families of the Illuminati. Well, I have this book that I got off the FBI's website, and it might have been the CIA, might have been the FBI. It was some government intelligence agency, and it talks about the 13 bloodlines. And the Rothschilds is one of them. So, from what I read in this book, I only read the first few chapters, but this was about them. And basically, they at one point controlled almost all of the banks in Europe. Almost every single one. So, they are, I think they said they might be the first family to like have a net worth over $1 trillion.
Jesus.
I mean, nobody knows how much money they actually have, but like people have estimated it to be over 500 billion up to over $1 trillion.
Hey, people don't know how much money I have either. So.
Look at this guy. He's got like $30 in his bank account.
$78.
78? How's that going to buy you a PS5?
Savings, I guess. Have to dip down in those bad boys.
I'll try to send that pyramid to the Discord.
I have my money for the PS5 in Robinhood right now. Trying to get it up there a little bit.
Pump those numbers.
Yeah, right now it's at like 300. It was at 280 last week. So basically, I've been adopted by a Rothschild.
Wow.
$280. That's right. And the second name I talked about, Gerald Goldsmith. He's basically, yep, that's the fucking one.
It's hard to see.
With the Queen of England on the very top.
Well, there's an eye at the very, very top.
Well,
the all-seeing eye, whatever that.
Sauron doesn't count. Sorry.
We're in Middle Earth.
What the fuck? I never even looked at the companies, but whatever. Regardless.
We'll put this thing on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. We'll tweet this bad boy out. But Gerald Goldsmith is, like, it's when the Rothschilds, like, they keep changing their names, right? But that's why they call it the bloodline, not the name, because they don't want to, like, too much attention to themselves. So Gerald Goldsmith is also a Rothschild.
Okay.
Wow.
So these are two very, very rich people with a lot of power on this list. And one of the things I found interesting about Epstein's conspiracy is that, his money conspiracy, is that they think he makes most of his money by blackmailing these powerful people.
I mean, it's a good racket if you can get into it,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's why he has the children, right? He says, hey, come have sex with this 10-year-old, and then he videotapes it. So then he has that blackmail on them. So he gets paid for the child, and then he gets paid to keep quiet. And that's why they think he's been killed in prison. They think somebody very powerful just hired a hit because they didn't want that blackmail getting out.
Well, that I was going to bring this up a little bit ago. There's another conspiracy that kind of adds on to this. So Chester Benningfield was the lead singer of Linkin Park. And he just up and killed himself one day. And his wife shared a video of them the day before, laughing, playing with the kids. Him, along with Anthony Bourdain, he was the Food Network, I believe. He just traveled the world to exotic places trying food. How awesome. What a job would that be? But, he just up and killed himself out of nowhere. Now, I've read some theories on the internet that hint these two, along with other celebrities who just up and kill themselves, were hot on the trail of this conspiracy to exposing it. So, like Epstein, they had him whacked. Like the whole 50s mobster had him whacked. I don't know.
It was suicide by 2 gunshots to the back of the head.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every time I plan my own suicide, I make sure I put the gun on the back of my head and shoot it 2 times.
Well, I mean, if I were to do it, I'd like rig up some. What's that? What are those things called? Those crazy contraption machines.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name.
The guillotine?
No, what?
Thingamajig. I don't know.
Yeah, some contraption where it does like 30 steps with like a bowling ball, 7 ping pong balls, and a Ruth Goldberg machine.
That's it.
And some laundry detergent to like double tap the trigger while it's like facing me. That way, the police are very confused, and they don't know if I actually killed myself or someone murdered me, because the machine's also going to have to, like, clean itself up somehow.
Well, according to the police report, he killed himself by shooting himself twice in the head, cutting his limbs apart, and throwing himself into a wood chipper.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Open and shut case, Johnson.
Yeah. That reminds me of, like, I don't even know. It was like the Boston Strangler. It's like the first one that they found. The victim, there was this cop that, like, this lady had clearly been strangled and he was like, looks like a suicide to me, you better wrap it up. And it's like literally in the report. That's what he said.
What the fuck? How are these people police officers, man?
See, he was pissed off that he had to work a double that night. It's supposed to be his night watching the kids. His bitch ex-wife kept yelling at him. He never spends any time with him. So he's like, all right, fine, get off my back. I'll take him out to Disneyland. So
Disneyland for a cop?
He's like, he's about to hang up his badge, and old Schmitty, his boss, says, Johnson, I need you to stay over tonight. He says, God damn it. He says, fuck it, I just want to get out of here.
That's not true. He was trying to get his Warzone chops up with his boys that night. He couldn't do it.
Oh my gosh. Are you still playing?
It's all bots. Warzone's all
died.
bots.
Well, we're also bots, so...
This is for simulation, buddy.
This is a different podcast topic, but we'll save that one for another day.
All right. But regardless, I'm just saying, it makes sense, right? He makes the money by selling children and then collects the blackmail and then uses the blackmail to make more money, which is why no one knows how he makes his money, because obviously he's not going to disclose that, right?
Yep.
Obviously.
Then he sells them to Wayfair, puts them in the cabinets.
He gets caught, and then he's thrown in jail. They pay off the guards. They make him hang himself. Listen to that part, right? They have to make him do it himself so that the coroner, who is probably impartial, or they just want to save a few $1,000s, rules it as a suicide, because he technically would have killed himself if they held a gun to his head while he was doing it, right?
I mean, I've never been in this situation, but at that point, I'd just be like, what's the alternative to killing myself? No, fuck yourself. What are you going to kill me if I don't do it? Like,
wow.
Ooh. Well, I mean, they could have killed him in like far worse ways, I guess.
I guess.
I mean, what if they like slowly cut off every bit of his body? Or
but you're also in a jail at that point.
Right. But if they've already paid off the guards, it doesn't matter.
But you got to think though. If I was going to kill somebody in jail, I wouldn't have the guards go and make him hang himself. I would, I could even use a guard to shank his ass a bunch of times and blame it on an inmate. You know what I mean?
You can't do that, because then they'll be like, well, somebody definitely paid him now, because, like, it's somebody else's hand. If he did it by his own hand, there's no question. Or at least that's what they thought.
I mean, you hear prison justice all the time. Pedophiles going to jail and getting killed in jail by just inmates.
Yep.
You hear about that all the time.
Well, you got to remember, these prison guards, it's not like they're top of their class in MIT.
No.
These are just...
Believe me, I know. He's right. I know a bunch of prison guards.
My dad's worked in prison for 30 years. I mean, I've met a bunch of his coworkers, buddy. I mean, it's not like the cream of the crop.
It's kind of rude.
I mean...
Hates exterminators and prison guards. We know that now.
I'll say, I don't hate them. I'm just saying generally that, it's not like it's an amazing job. So, like, someone offered $1,000 to not do anything, probably going to do it.
Fair enough.
You mean not do it?
Not do it.
Oh, I'm confused now.
Good. That's what I was going for.
Well, I mean, I just think it's a little fishy. We have these lists, right? And obviously, I think your list is kind of weird. It's funny. Yeah. Somebody just typed that up in Microsoft Word or some shit. I don't know, dude.
See, this list, I don't believe this list that I posted. Now, the only reason I wanted to share this list is because this got me thinking about it. Because before this list, I'm like, whatever, But then I started reading some of these names again, like Anthony Kiedis and Will Ferrell, Tom Hanks, and all these, Oprah Winfrey, for God's sake. I started looking more into it. So that's why the only reason I wanted to share this. And something else I wanted to bring up too. Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes.
Who the fuck
is that? He is an actor. He's an English actor. Look this up.
He roasted the fuck out of everybody. It's great.
No, and he's up there on the stage, and I guess he had hosted several before. I wouldn't know. I don't watch the Golden Globes. I only saw this on Facebook. But he's up there just fucking like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Fuck every single one of you celebrities. You don't give a fuck about the average person. Then he starts talking about Epstein. He makes some comment about how Epstein didn't kill himself, and you hear a big like ooh from the crowd. He's like, don't ooh me. You're the ones who are friends with them, not me. Yeah. And this was months before any of this pedophile stuff really hit hard. Like, there was obviously, it was a known fact he was a pedophile, but this was before the whole celebrity pedophile ring came out. And then Gervais just dropped this big atom bomb. And first time I watched it, I didn't think anything of it. But then, after hearing something, Tom Hanks, they zoomed in on Tom Hanks' face, and he's shocked he even said that.
Yeah, he was pissed off.
Yeah. But
I think the joke was he was talking about. He said. He was talking about how there was pedophiles. He's like, "There's a big year for pedophiles," and then he said, and then in the movie, 2 Popes came out.
That was fun.
And then he went on and he was talking about how he didn't kill himself, and Tom Hanks was just absolutely pissed. And then there was other people were just you could tell they were pissed too. It's they almost felt like they just the powers that be. They were scared what would happen since he said that.
And it's It he wasn't even joking though. Watching that video, it's he had just found this out a day before, and he wanted to back out, and they wouldn't let him back out. And it's so he's fuck it, I don't care. He's up there he's drunk by the end of it, his shirt's unbuttoned at the top, ties all loose. He don't give a fuck anymore, and he's just sitting there shitting on everybody. And it's he just found out about it. Look this up after David, and just watch it. It's a 10-minute video, I want to say, but.
Yeah, honestly, he's been that way forever. He's always been that type of comedian he doesn't care.
I don't know, man. It seemed different. I don't know. It seemed different whenever I watched it.
He did seem like he had a bit of a chip on his shoulder, for sure. I mean, he's done that a bunch of times. And I think it hosted the Globes, and every time he goes in there, that he told him, he's like, "It's coming. I'm not holding any punches this time." So. It's my last time.
This is my last time doing it. Fuck all of you guys.
I laughed the whole time. It was amazing.
See, I did too, because I thought it was totally a joke. I had known about Epstein obviously being a horrible human being, but it's I didn't realize that there was this, giant pedophile celebrity ring. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
So I just found the transcript. If you want me to read the actual quote.
Sure.
Yeah,
to put it in context, I'll read the whole paragraph. It says, "No one cares about movies anymore. No one goes to the cinema. No one really watches network TV. Everyone is watching Netflix. The show should just be me coming out going, 'Well done, Netflix. You win everything. Good night.'"
Yeah.
But no, we got to drag it out there for 3 hours. You could binge watch the entire first season of Afterlife instead of watching this show. That's a show about a man who wants to kill himself because his wife dies of cancer, and it's still more fun than this. Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein, shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
Exactly.
Shut up.
Yeah, right before that shut, there's a big, oh, he's shut up. He's your friend.
Every time he got booed, he just said, "Shut up. I don't care. It's my last time."
I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
Exactly.
I think the thing about
he's obviously not his friend.
That's what I'm saying. It's he had found out an hour before the show that, oh, hey, by the way, half these people in the audience are molesting children with Jeffrey Epstein. And he's like, well, I don't want to fucking do this. And they made him go out there or something. And he said, fuck it, I don't care. It's crazy, man.
The thing about that's weird to me is that now when I'm watching old movies, I see Epstein Productions and shit, and it's just ooh.
It's
Is that actually him?
I don't know. It's the name Epstein is on a bunch of movies, especially with Quentin Tarantino. Epstein is usually a producer or something.
Tarantino's always been a bit of a weirdo looking guy to me.
He's got a fucking foot fetish. You know that, right?
Yeah, he's a weird fucker. I don't like his movies.
Hey, we don't kink shame around here. Let me get this thing, put this straight right now.
Okay, I get that.
Kink shame.
I get that.
Sorry.
But every movie that he has ever produced, you can look back through. There is a foot scene.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
He is forcing actors and actresses to do foot scenes every time in these movies. So that's where it gets weird. It's have your kinks, but you don't have to make me, do it.
He's behind the fucking camera. Uma Thurman, wiggle that big toe. I just say that Quentin Tarantino is the most overrated director of all time.
I love his movies, man.
He's so overrated.
He may be a pedo, but I love those.
He has like 2 or 3 good movies, and the rest are just subpar.
Okay, what are the 2 or 3 good ones that you're...
I like Django.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Pulp Fiction's pretty good.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs is pretty good.
Yeah.
The Kill Bills are above average. Other than that, pretty much shit.
Man. You've picked all the worst ones. I mean...
Pulp Fiction being the worst? Kill Bill? What are you talking about?
I mean, Hateful Eight was an amazing movie.
Hateful Eight's dog shit. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's dog shit.
I haven't seen
They
that
don't go anywhere.
Yes, that's the thing. It's like that's what makes it so amazing. They're transferring all these storylines in one room. That's what makes it awesome.
See, I'll give him credit for that. That was cool. However, I was bored as fuck. I didn't care. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You know what? I'm going there. I don't care. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, everybody fucking loves it. However,
I actually haven't seen it, so
I also haven't seen it.
It's a movie where you got a washed-up actor.
Let me guess, they're in Hollywood?
Yep. There was a washed-up actor, DiCaprio, and his alcoholic stunt double, and Brad Pitt. And DiCaprio's getting depressed as he can't get more work, blah, blah, blah. Brad Pitt fucks around with a hippie for a little while. Turns out that was part of the Manson cult. Yeah, there's your twist. Margot Robbie dances a little bit. They end up shooting some Manson cult people. Oh, and then DiCaprio gets more work. There. I just saved you 3 hours.
Damn.
It's shit. It's honestly probably the worst Tarantino movie I've ever seen. I hate it. I hate it so much.
You're telling me that Margot Robbie's in it, so...
Yeah, but all she... Yeah, like, she's on the cover, like, she has this big part, but all she fucking does is sit there and dance for, like, 5 minutes in the whole movie.
Dance how?
Like, not even good.
He fully just wants to know if she's stripping or something.
No, fully clothed, like, doing this goofy hip shake dance. It's stupid.
Well, okay.
Don't waste your time.
Davis, to put your mind at ease, I researched the Epstein productions for about 30 seconds.
Well,
and I'm happy to announce that it is a man named Alan Epstein who started this production company.
So it's just very unfortunate for that guy.
Yeah, it's just very unfortunate.
Huh. That's tough.
He's also dead in 2001, so...
Oh,
I mean,
well, I guess he's good. He skipped all that. I was going to say, imagine, like, waking... What?
What month did he die in?
Are you trying to tie in 9/11 right now?
It was January 30th, 2000.
Just making sure.
Okay.
Just making sure.
So, you know. And also, apparently, they were in charge of producing the original It in 1990. That scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
I just watched the newest one. I haven't seen the old one, but the new one, it was just like, I don't know. It was just uncomfortable. I wasn't scared. I was just uncomfortable the whole time.
Well, David, how are we doing on time here, David? Before we get too off topic.
42 minutes.
42 minutes, okay. Well, before we get too much farther off topic, I did want to point something out between our two lists here, David.
All right. What is it?
Mine, you got people like both the Clintons. I believe Hillary's on here.
No,
and
she's not.
She isn't. You're right. But you got Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, right?
Okay.
On your list, you see Donald Trump and all the Trump supporters and like all the Trump's close circle. So I'm definitely seeing a little bit of bias between our two lists.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You think my list is put together by those damn liberals, and I think your list is put together by those MAGA-wearing motherfuckers. Interesting.
Essentially, yes.
I see. Huh.
I don't know if that's true.
You know what I think?
What?
They're both essentially nonsense. So
fuck yourself.
This guy. We have an opening for the Essentially Nonsense podcast.
Apparently, yeah.
Just spam Davis's inbox.
Yep. Anyways, those damn liberals, you know? What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? I mean...
I can tell you guys, Right Wing Dale is not here today.
Yeah. I gotta say, I mean, I feel like the list, if you just merge them together, that's more accurate.
As long as, like, Gordon Ramsay or something doesn't show up on these lists, I'm fine, honestly.
Why Gordon Ramsay?
Because I like watching MasterChef Junior.
I get it.
But anyway, like on my list, there's also Anderson Cooper, who does, I believe, a very liberal talk show. Stephen Colbert is another one who does another very liberal talk show. I believe there's another.
I don't watch any like liberal propaganda.
See, I don't
really know these names. Oprah, I know Oprah, obviously.
I mean,
Oprah.
Jimmy Kimmel's another guy. He's not a liberal, but I know he's expressed his dislike toward Donald Trump.
What about Jim Carrey? What the fuck?
Oh yeah, whenever Jim Carrey, he's another one. I don't know,
man. Yeah, man, I just don't know.
Yeah, Beyonce too.
Beyonce. You gotta remember
Didn't she like push some Black Panther stuff at one of the Super Bowls?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was that dance routine. She did the Black Panther thing. I don't know.
Fucking know.
I don't watch
Forever.
I don't watch Super Bowls.
So. I think it was like a couple ago.
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, I don't know, something like that. But I lost my train of thought. I don't know.
Yep, we are professionals on this podcast.
If we were any better, we would actually like write notes and stay in order. And
yeah, that sounds really complicated.
Honestly, like, I don't think that's what our listeners deserve.
I mean,
they deserve to hear us like trip over ourselves.
We're not. We're not tripping. We're just stumbling around in the dark. Duh.
How about the Washington football team? You know.
So the Washington Whiteskins.
Oh, is that the name change?
I mean, I just figured I'd throw mine out there too. I don't know, man. It's got alliteration, so. Yeah.
So, I mean, all right. Back on topic again. What do you guys think? Just in general, what do you guys think about this?
I think that there's some of this will be true. Just by playing a numbers game, some of it will be true. Most of it will be false. But then we'll get hit with that surprise twist at the end that was a lot bigger than we ever thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
It's like I said before the episode. Like these lists, I fully believe in innocent until proven guilty. However, if guilty, fucking throw them in jail. Let the fucking jail on top of them. You know,
in jail. I don't want my taxpayer dollars going towards that. I already have to pay taxes. That's bad enough. First of all. Secondly, you know how many thousands of dollars a year it costs to keep somebody in prison? Now make that a high society person, and all of a sudden I'm paying like $10,000 extra over the course of 10 years, and just so they can get a fucking A1 sauce with their meal.
Saying, they're garbage humans. I don't care about them.
We should bring back the guillotine.
Thing.
Okay, I don't make the laws. All right, I'm on your side. But I don't.
I need to make the laws.
You know what they should do?
You heard it here first. David Magnet for
Damn
president 2020. Kanye's running partner.
His core tenet of his campaign will be bring back the guillotine.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's all I'm saying.
What does that even mean in this situation?
I don't know. It was something out of the French Revolution when they were cutting off people's heads. Royalties' heads, actually. I think. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I think.
I'm just saying. I don't think justice is going to come swift enough for anybody involved in this, except for Epstein. He killed himself. Is that justice? I don't know. Is that justice? That's too philosophical for me.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't say it's not justice. Also, the chicken was before the egg.
It had the egg had to be before the chicken, right? Because the animal could have gotten the gene change in between its non-chicken parent laying the egg, right?
This is why I hate. This is why I hate hosting, because I have to keep this on track. And I'm guilty of doing this whenever one of you guys are hosting. I
sort of love just to derail it, so you have to try and get it back.
It's all a game.
But
it really is.
You want to know what I think about this for real?
Yeah, I want to know what you think for real.
I think these damn liberals are out here pushing this propaganda, telling me how to live wearing these stupid masks. Can't breathe in these things.
You know, doctors and nurses wearing masks for hours at a time, and they don't really complain about it, right?
Do I look like a doctor? No.
No, you look like you work at a drug stop.
Well, but no, for real, it's like definitely 98% true. I mean, there may be some names on there that aren't.
I think there's more to it, but in a different way. And okay, let me say this: I don't believe we should actually be killing anybody. Obviously, the justice system should take its course. Let me say that. But I really don't think it'll be swift enough because there's a lot of political roadblocks in the way to even investigating a lot of this.
Right.
It's all just bureaucratic bullshit.
That's why I'm running for senator.
And see, the most fucked up thing about this that I could foresee happening is that there are so many powerful people at play here that nothing's going to happen.
That's why I brought up the French Revolution, actually, because it was a revolution of the poorer folk against the French royals, like the upper-class French. And the phrase, you can't have your cake and eat it too, what basically is like bastardized, I believe, from one of the French royals saying, well, why don't they just go eat cake if they're starving? Because she was so out of touch with reality that she thought everybody just had cake. She didn't know because she had never been exposed to that.
My English teacher told me this in 8th grade, and I don't know why the phrase, let them eat cake, has stuck with me for so long.
Right, no, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Let them eat cake.
That phrase has stuck with me since 8th grade. I don't know why. Miss Morgan, thank you. If you're listening, thank you, Miss Morgan.
It's profound, honestly, because she's so out of touch. Like a lot of these people on these lists are. Right? There's no way they understand what it feels like to be starving, to be waiting for the $600 federal extension money that's never going to happen.
And to go back to Gervais' speech, he does mention that. Like, you guys have no idea what it's like to be, blue collar, first class, or
Right. Well, when he said he called it ironic that a bunch of people were telling people to recycle after they're flying all over the world in their private jets.
Yeah.
Or it was something similar to that, but yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh, actually, is it here? No, it says you're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. Damn, that's a zinger.
Got him.
So yeah.
But I want to make it clear to anybody listening who's made it this far: do your own research. Don't take what we say to heart.
Do your own research.
Actually, don't take anything we say to heart because 90% of what we're saying is stuff we think you'll find funny.
Yeah.
But could also come back to bite us in the ass in a social setting.
It's called satire.
We are very satirical.
I wanted to do this episode.
Davis, you want to actually put a disclaimer on this one.
I guess, yeah.
See, I wanted to do this to kind of raise a little bit of awareness on the whole situation, what's going on. Just that there is a potential of a bunch of evil happening to people we look up to every day. And, whether or not it's true, I just wanted to raise a little bit of awareness to anybody listening to this, especially who's made it like an hour or however long we've been going. But, yeah. Do your own research. Look it up yourself.
That's why your role models should really be people you know in real life.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, they might be
pedophiles being your role models. Fuck famous people.
Yeah, fuck you, Anthony Kiedis.
Fuck famous people, I just don't get it. Why do you want to be famous? Why do you want people watching you or caring about what shirt you wear?
Preach, man. Preach.
Yeah. Eat it, Mark Wahlberg. You fucking...
But do you guys remember when Daniel Radcliffe wore the same outfit every time he went out for like months?
For some reason, I do remember this.
And they stopped selling photos of him because all the photos look the same.
Good for
that guy. Good for that guy.
I gotta be honest. I would do this. I would just do crazy fucked up shit if people were always taking pictures of me,
showing your ass.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's how you become Gary Busey, bud.
I don't care. Whatever. It would just turn into.
Okay, before you look up the Ricky Gervais speech, look up Gary Busey being Gary Busey. You won't regret it, I promise.
Isn't there like pictures of him just walking with an open robe, dick out?
Oh yeah. Gary Busey is legally insane. I love it. There was like a Roku commercial. He's just screaming at his TV. I love it.
Yeah.
Did you buy more Roku because of that?
I actually have a Roku TV now.
Well, it worked. You got played, dude. You got played.
Yeah.
Fucking government's all over your brain.
You think I got played? I chose to get played. I fucking love Gary Busey.
This guy. I'm
playing the game.
No, you're getting played. If you have a smart TV, the reason it is so cheap is because they're selling your data from it. That's a fact.
Actually, we kind of got this one for free.
If you are not, if you don't own what you're purchasing, you're the product. Right.
So my wife bought that for her mom.
I won mine in a bingo game.
But she didn't want it. She wanted the phone instead, so we kept the TV, and they got her a phone. So we I got that for free. My wife had to pay for it, but I got it for free.
That's what I like too. When my mom buys me stuff and people ask how much it was, I say it was free.
Exactly. No. And they have anything else to add to this?
No, we're close to an hour. Take us out.
Okay, like I said, guys, if you made it this far, do your own research.
Shut the hell up.
No.
I'm muting this guy. I don't want any more singing.
Okay.
Form your own opinions, do your own research, guys.
I mean,
now, if this is true, then, we'll fucking riot in the streets, right? Right, guys? Where's your pitchfork?
No, we're going to get taken out by the secret
I mean, no.
Guys, you know what I want to do? I want to love you, all on the floor.
Good night, everybody. Sorry.